Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the audio version. Thank you for being here. This is the tarot reading for those who want to manifest and for those who find themselves as multitaskers. Multitasking because all you're going to see on the screen is what you got right now, the card spread. I will fill in with the narration. But because this is a static picture, two things happen. First of all, it frees you up to walk away from the screen, go get a cup of coffee, sandwich, whatever you want. You can do other things and listen. How many times when you are doing something on the computer do you find yourself doing that? You know, you're busy doing two or maybe even three things at once. So this gives you that opportunity to free yourself up from the screen. In so doing, you create a stronger imagination. For decades, not just the past 3 years, but for decades, there have been studies that say when you are looking at some sort of a screen, and there's video there, the more you pay attention to the video, the moving pictures, the weaker your imagination gets because you surrender your imagination to what you're seeing on the screen. So with this, there are no distractions. You have the card spread. I will take you through. We start on the bottom, work our way to the top. The middle cards, both in the bottom and the top, are critical. And we fill in a storyline that is clear, concise, and clean. Very often, I leave tarot readings going, okay, so what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to pull from this reading? It's so vague. They come at you from so many different angles. I don't want to do that. I want to help you with the most personal experience anyone has, and that is manifesting. So I try to every day give you some good, clear information based on the cards, and then you choose to tap in, tap out. That's up to you. But let's begin. Bottom row, middle card, oracle card, to be fair. And I think the key here, obviously, is making sure that you are living a reciprocal life. Okay? You're looking for fairness. Give as well as you get. You know that sometimes life is going to give you lemons, and you have to learn to make lemonade about it. That's life. On the other hand, somebody may give you lemonade, and that works out pretty nicely too. So you're looking for that balance, something that for most of us on the planet over the past few years we have not been getting. And in fact, truth is that if you dig a little deeper, we have not had any kind of reciprocity or any kind of fairness in our lives for all of our lives. Period. End of story. I don't care if you're 100 years old. It goes back that far and even farther. We've been handed the dirty end of the stick and had to live with it. Well, up until this point, up until the past few years, we thought, well, okay, you know, that's the way it is, and we move on. We're finding out that that's not the way it is. This whole thing has been planned and organized, and fairness has never been part of the equation. So, what you're looking for is a life of fairness, of balance. And I think you are beginning to hit a tipping point with fairness. You're being presented that opportunity in any event to live a life that is balanced. And as you can see, this gal has the owl on top of her head or crown, whatever. Owl is wisdom. And in both hands, she is controlling two objects. There is a balance. There's a fairness. They're not the same two things, but there is a balance. She's holding on, maintaining. And that's what you're looking for. Okay, life is life, and it's going to sometimes be a little bit difficult, but I want fairness. I want an honest deal. I want truth. I want integrity. I want to know. I don't want to be finding out more stuff how you're manipulating. And so we're focusing on the tipping point for you to move to a life of balance, of fairness. First card, bottom row on the left, the Hermit. Well, I think if anything in terms of images gives you a better idea of what it's about, I'd like to know what it is. The Hermit's very clear. He's holding a staff, which is a wand, which is excitement, enthusiasm, possibility. It's also being plugged into your life. That's the reason for the enthusiasm. But he's carrying that lantern, that inspiration, that insight, that wisdom. So he's taking with him wisdom and enthusiasm, positivity. He's doing it all by himself, which in essence is what we all have to do. We're all in this adventure called life by ourselves. Yes, you may have family and friends, and certainly, other people around you at all times. But you came in alone, you're going to go out alone. And all of the battles are really fought alone. I don't care how rich you are. You could be the richest person on the planet. There are still those internal battles that only you face. And money will not protect you from them. You cannot throw money at some of these internal battles. My self-worth. What's the purpose in my life? What the hell am I doing with my life? This, that, and the other thing. So many questions. And for some, they're agonizing. And money won't get rid of them. So that's what the Hermit is looking at. Looking at a life of fairness, of equanimity, reciprocity. But the next card says we got a bit of an obstacle. And that was what I was just talking about. This card, of course, is the devil, and the devil, we always like to point our finger somewhere else. It's a bondage, it's despair, it's addiction, false sense of restriction. The fact of the matter is we are restricting ourselves. Now, not necessarily consciously. It could be something as, you picked up as a kid, and you just assumed it was always right because your parents told you so, your relatives told you so, your friends told you so it must be right. But over the past few years, you're beginning to take a look at things that you thought were right. And you're beginning to see the cracks, the holes. You're beginning to look behind the curtain like they did in the Wizard of Oz movie. You're seeing things more for what they are. You're not getting the whole picture, but you're seeing more. The addiction that we are all suffering from is something that we signed on to. Again, not knowingly, but we signed on to. The important thing now is with the Hermit and the Devil card, you're seeing it for what it is. You're looking for fairness in your life, and you're going to have to be fair with you first, because it all begins with you. Remember, I said this is a solitary journey for each and every one of us. We come in alone, we go out alone. And it's what happens in between that kind of shapes our life. And now we're getting the glimpse, because of the Hermit, into our connections, our addictions, the stuff we've told ourselves or have been told that are not true. And so we're looking for fairness. Ace of Swords is the next card up. That's a step in the right direction in terms of you're looking for fairness. Ace of Swords is mental strength. It's thinking clearly, honestly, breakthroughs. I think you're real close to a breakthrough. I think 2023 will provide you that opportunity. Because up until this point, you have been the Eight of Swords. All of us, not just you, all of us. You lacked a direction. You felt powerless, trapped. You believed what you were told, and why not? These were good people. Or they were well-intentioned anyway. They weren't any more aware of what was going on than you were. So untruths, I can't call them lies, but untruths got passed on from generation to generation very easily. So the Hermit and the Devil are saying you are seeing behind the scenes. That is going to open up things in your head, according to this Ace of Swords, and that will allow you to break free from your self-limiting bonds. Get away from this devil energy. Let's go to the top left. Seven of Swords. A lot of sword stuff here, huh? Last three cards? Yeah. Thinking, your thoughts, things are changing, your insights are different. And the Seven of Swords, when you do a regular tarot reading, they're going, oh, well, this guy is he's stealing, and that's what he's doing. Well, I don't think so. Not when it comes to doing manifesting. In many cases, most cases, I can't say all, but most cases, the Seven of Swords means to me that you're leaving a bad situation. You can see in this card, just barely, but there are 2 swords on the floor. He's walking away with 5. In other words, those 2 swords were the lies that he's found out, that the hermit has found out, that were addicting him to some false beliefs. And this inspiration came. He was able to free himself, and now he's leaving. Now he's leaving. And he's leaving the lies behind, taking his truths with him. And the truth is that he's a very valuable person, because next up is the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles is very much like the Queen of Pentacles. A smaller version of it, certainly, but, she's talking about stability, security, self-reliance, and that's really the key. That's the reason the 7 of Swords leaves. He understands he can stand on his own. He increases his self-worth, as shown by the 9 of Pentacles, because that's what makes her special. She knows her self-value. And the world does not want to ever allow you to understand how valuable you really are. So they're always playing that down, especially the people in power. If you ever really connected to your self-worth, they couldn't handle you. You are beginning that journey. To be fair, you are beginning that journey. Coming up is another 7 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands is defiance. Saying, okay, look, I bought into a story. I didn't know it was untrue. The people around me didn't know it was untrue, but now I'm beginning to find out that it's untrue. I quit. I'm going to pick up my 5 swords. I'm going to leave. I'm going to stand up for myself. By looking deep inside, I was able to free myself from the devil energy. I was able to get some insight that allowed me to walk away free. A valuable human being. I'm not going to go back. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Knights are always giving gifts, and the Knight of Pentacles gives you self-worth. You are accepting the fact that you are worthwhile. You may not always feel like it, right? That changes from day to day, sometimes hour to hour, and sometimes minute to minute. But you're beginning to see your self-worth, something the outside world, the people in control, did not ever want you to see. They didn't want you to imagine yourself as being valuable, worthwhile. That gives you too much power. That threatens them. But that's where you're headed, to be fair. And the final card up top in the middle. Yes, 8 of Cups. Okay, you're walking away. I think we've made that pretty clear. That's really what you're going to be doing through 2023. That's a process that probably will be going on through all of 2023. You're going to get a clearer picture of what you're really worth. You're going to get a clearer picture of where you fit into the world. You're going to get a clearer picture of what you want to be in your world. And then you're going to move on. A valuable human being. But that means that you're going to have to leave a lot of the things that you're used to behind. That's what the 8 of Cups is all about. But you're willing to do it. Why? Because you want to be fair to yourself first. If you're fair to yourself, you can be fair with other people around you. This is the tipping point year. And that's our read. Back for another Manifesting Tarot reading tomorrow. I hope you're with me. If not, between now and the next time you and I have a chance to do tarot together, peace and blessings.